David, was the mustache real?
It was not. It was. Oh, don't hate me.
No, I'm not. I'm excited by the revelation. There's no judgment in my gasp. It was just interesting.
Okay. There's a few judgy gasps.
But they don't
here.
have microphones. They don't matter.
Doesn't make me less of an actor.
Love it or leave it.
Fresh off their Golden Globe nomination, it's the wonderful Greta Lee and the amazing David Oyelowo. Come on up. Thank you both for being here. First of all, I think it's fun to just pair you because you're both here. Your projects are, and you're coordinated. I love it. Welcome.
I've never been introduced with Del Taco. Do you think I'm going to get some sort of sponsorship or like something? Is something going to come my way out of that? I mean,
I think Del Taco would be so lucky to have you.
I agree.
Thank you.
And I would say there's got to be so many zeros to justify you putting your brand on the Del Taco. You'd be lending them a lot of credibility, frankly.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
in
down.
cool stuff. I don't know.
Del Taco, I'm down. I'm so down.
All right. Well, it's out there. You've put it in the universe. You're secreting. You know, you're manifesting. This is a real show. You're both
Yeah,
on.
I can really tell. I can really tell.
Hey.
This is live.
David,
Yes.
did you know what this was?
Absolutely not.
Nothing, right? You had no idea.
No.
Nothing.
None.
Nothing.
None.
Cool.
I'm
It's
rolling
true.
with the punches.
It's true. He literally said to me moments before
No, this
we
is
watched.
good.
He
I
said,
love when this
He
happens.
said, "What is the show?"
I'm a very honest person.
Yes, I appreciate it. And I said, I thought I knew, but now that I'm here, I'm not so sure.
100% true.
Here's the thing. Every episode of Love It or Leave It is just a 5-hour recording with 2 guests.
They've locked the doors. It's
I
sort of like an
know.
international flight to Berlin.
It does
and you
feel
just-
inescapable, yeah.
I like that. Welcome to Love It or Leave It. The door's locked from the outside. David, you were nominated for Best Actor in a Limited Series for television for Lawman Bass Reeves.
Yes. Thank you.
Was there any conversation about just calling it Bass Reeves?
A lot, actually.
Was there?
There was. But it's going to be an anthology, so subsequent seasons are going to be more lawmen. So
Oh,
that's
I
why
thought
it's
it meant
called
like
Lawmen.
astronaut Bass Reeves. It's going to be different lawmen. I'm still stupid. Not different jobs for him.
Right,
Because he
yeah.
did the one famous job. He's a real person.
Right. This is why you're not a studio exec, I can tell. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I
Not
guess
yet.
That's a
not yet.
compliment, by the way.
No, I know.
That is actually a compliment.
I agree
if
with
you
that.
knew studio execs.
NPR wrote this week that the Cowboy is the breakout star of 2023. Did you know that?
Oh, wow. Okay. Are they giving me some credit for that?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yes. Wow. NPR, never a truer word spoken.
Let's talk about past
Yes,
lives.
let's do it.
Yes, please.
Your character, Nora,
Yeah.
reconnects with her childhood sweetheart after she married a man named Arthur.
Yeah.
Hey, did you ever figure out when you were playing this character why nostalgia hurts?
Oh, I'm so relieved I didn't get that question.
Yeah.
You know the feeling?
Yeah, I know the feeling.
It's
I
like
mean,
sweet, but it hurts.
it does hurt.
What is that?
It's honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like okay. Honestly,
Yeah.
making the movie, I discovered that like the act of falling in love and being in love is really physical, and it actually really hurts. And we kind of were thinking about a way to think about it in terms of like an action movie. Like, you know, those kinds of trainers, like, you know, the Navy SEAL who like works out Chris Pratt and like all the Chris's.
Oh, the Chris's.
They're all blonde.
That's how they get those arms.
Yeah, exactly.
From the arms store.
Yeah, from the arms store. You just buy them. But we were thinking about how to think to present longing and nostalgia and love in that kind of physical way that felt just as full body. And in doing so, through certain exercises that Celine Song, our director, our incredible director and writer of the movie, she had imagined these exercises such as she didn't want Teo, you and I to ever touch before we filmed certain scenes. So there's a moment when we hug as adults. That was the first time we ever touched. which makes it sound like a lot weirder than it actually
No, it's
is,
interesting
know?
though.
Yeah. But anyways, all of these things were in consideration of like, yeah, what you're saying, like how much nostalgia, how much all of this, I think how much living hurts.
Yeah, living does hurt.
I really felt that watching that movie. I mean, you're extraordinary in that movie.
Oh,
Just
gosh.
truly extraordinary in that movie. But it is a visceral experience. Just the interaction, especially with the distance and that whole thing. It's amazing. That makes sense what you just said.
Yeah, I was surprised though. I was like deeply humbled by trying to inhabit and understand like what that actually feels like. You know, you make assumptions. You're like, love, how cute.
It's love is so cute. Did that first time you touched make it into the movie? Did it feel different than every other take? Was it a special moment?
Oh, you know what? I don't actually know. I know that the first time, because the other experiment that Celine Song had was she really felt adamant that Teo Yu and John Magaro, they should never actually meet until the moment they actually meet in the movie. And I know that take was actually the take that made it into the film.
Interesting.
She felt like that was the best take for that one. For ours, I have a feeling just in talking about all of these things in the press and doing interviews and things, because that hasn't come up in that way, it makes me feel like it must have been like, I don't know, the fifth take, which isn't a very compelling story to tell people. The fifth time they hugged, boy, did you really feel it.
That's when you nailed it.
Yeah.
Bass Reeves is a real person. Was a real historical figure.
That's correct. Yeah.
What made you decide you wanted to sort of tell that story?
Because not only was he a real person, but he was an extraordinary person and a person who did extraordinary things at a time that was kind of impossible. He was enslaved, fought in the Civil War on the side of the Confederacy against his will, went on to escape enslavement, lived with Native Americans for many years, where he learned the skills that he ended up using as a lawman. But to do what he did, to have a 32-year career in law enforcement, over 3,000 arrests, and to do that having just been so subjugated under enslavement, and to be so transcendent at what he did just feels miraculous. And on top of that, it's all within this genre that is so beloved in terms of cinema, which is the Western. The why we haven't seen that story, when one of the first images ever seen in the moving image was a black man on a horse. I was offended by the fact that his story hadn't been told in this way. And so the 8 years it took to get to this point have been all worth it.
Do you think that we should search for real stories of diverse characters that elucidate the human experience, or make more Spider-Men?
Do you want me to take this one? Do you want me to take this one? On behalf of all spiders. Yeah, it's tough out there.
Phew, thank you. I was going to be very rude.
You need to grab on to every opportunity you can as a spider, and never let go. Sorry.
Spider-Man, Bass Reeves.
Spider-Man, Bass
Oh, there you go. There you go.
That's a season 2.
My work here is done, you guys. Wow. I am a changed man for being on this show.
This is going really well.
It's amazing.
I think this is great. I think this is
amazing.
awesome. I think putting you in a bargain bin version of Actors on Actors Against Your Will was a cool decision. Just the Coles version.
Yeah. With the door locked. Yeah.
Door locked.
Fabulous.
Hey, Greta.
Yeah. What's up? Hey.
Do you think you can truly fully be in love with two people at the same time?
No.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Next question.
David, was the mustache real?
It was not. It was. Oh, don't hate me.
No, I'm excited by the revelation. There's no judgment in my gasp. It was just interesting.
Okay. There's a few judgy gasps.
But they don't
here.
have microphones. They
Like,
don't
does it
matter.
It doesn't make me less of an actor. The fact that
This is just a mob of indiscriminate people they're just
yeah.
people.
Oh.
We don't worry about them. They're not real to me.
But you were
okay.
really ready to. You were in full like fight or flight about the mustache. You were ready to respond to perceived judgment.
Yeah.
about the
You
mustache.
project it.
I will take you on if you come for my performance. No.
Wait, your performance. Wow, so you performance. We didn't say
No, no.
performance.
No, you didn't.
He just said mustache.
You touched on my insecurity, okay? No, no, because we were jumping around so much in terms of shooting out of order, there was no way, because there was a whole mustache life. It goes from being small to large to handlebarry to something you could hang off of.
The mustache is also nominated for a Golden Globe.
It is. There is a new category as of my performance. But no, it was plastered on anytime we needed it.
Cool. Hey, have you talked about a crossover with Yellowstone? I know they take place in different centuries, but it would be cool.
Okay, I'll take this one.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Wow, I owe you so much money.
You don't seem to be taking it, though.
I mean,
You said you were going to answer.
There's
Can we do?
nothing there,
You know,
is why
yeah.
she's...
I was literally about to say, there's a lot to consider. That,
Yeah.
you know, they,
Yeah.
Do you think it's cool or insane when people are close with their exes?
Insane.
Yeah.
Why is Greta getting all the relationship questions? I do relationships too.
this is
Well,
what-
because I feel like do you think people in the Old West fell in love? Yes, I don't know. You say you want a question, I give it that I'm an idiot.
It doesn't hit. It just doesn't
You are
hit the same
so
way.
good on the fly.
What do you want? Do you want-
That was amazing.
We can do here. So on the set, did you guys
Yes.
become a family? What do you want? I don't know. I don't know how to do that. I'm just trying to have fun out here
No,
between the mattress
it was
ads.
worth it. The questions were worth it. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you.
Now, you've dedicated yourselves to the screen.
Yes.
I've dedicated myself to the listener. And a dog that controls every waking moment of my life. But mostly the listeners, which is why we've asked you to join us in reading some of our favorite listener emails that we've received this year. These are real. These are real emails. And you have these in front of you.
Yep.
And our hope was that you would lend them the credence, the depth that we interpreted them to have. Malcolm, cue the email music. Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Actors on Detractors.
Oh, I love this.
What? Look at
Why?
that.
Wait.
That's cool.
amazing. Wow. I want to be in that movie.
That's a good movie. Look at that.
Wait,
Greta,
hold on.
what do you
This is
think?
a podcast. Look at all the work that went into that.
Yeah.
Why?
There's gonna be video too.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm glad people will
good.
see that. That's good.
Greta, do you want to kick
What?
us off? Oh no. I think
no.
David kicks us off.
Oh, okay. All right. Subject in relation to the bear-cat scenario. John, I feel that I should address something that both you and Boulder, comedian David Bory, seem to have missed in your conversation about the bear on the Celestial Seasonings box. So, you had differing ideas about the cat's position in the bear's life. A pet? A meal? I'm almost certain that you missed the truth, and that truth is much darker. I have had many cats in my life over the years, never my choice, but my choice by choosing partners with cats. I expect neither of you have, and this is why. I think that the more likely reality of this poor bear's existence is that he is in a relationship with the cat for sure. However, that cat my life just feels useless right now. However, that cat has more than likely made the bear its sub, and it is and it is simply in a fetishized situation that more than likely was not its intention. Either this is the case or the cat just wouldn't be there. I wanted to bring this to your attention as I thought it was a very important point that you missed. Much love, Crash.
Oh my God, beautiful.
That was fantastic. Fantastic.
That was very like Jane Austen. I mean, not just because of your accent. I feel very teleported to some.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
that
it's beautiful.
That was lovely.
It was.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you. Oh,
Greta, you're up.
I feel so
I
validated.
thought that was like where we could be done now, but yeah, okay, let's go. Email number 2. Okay. Subject. Spiders. I was just talking about spiders.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Here we go. Subject, spiders. First off, you are outstanding. Now to the spiders. Spiders get a bad rap because you don't hear them like you would a fly or another buzzing bug.
It's a real letter we received.
But then you spot their movement, whether they are tiny and clear or zaftig and furry. Sometimes the spider is within your eyesight when you're in bed or in lower elevation to the spider. And when you decide you need to reach over and get a Kleenex or paper towel or some other item to remove said spider, when you turn back around, it's gone. So you know the spider is still there, but you don't just know where. The spider is now in control of your house or your life. Even if you try to not think about it, it's some quiet moment. You're going to think, where is that spider? Have I eaten it in my sleep? Is it nesting in my ear? Is it mating underneath my bed and making millions and millions of spider babies? Also, there are certain times a year when a extremely beautiful spider web is what you walk into in the morning as you're heading out to the car to try to go to work. So you end up batting at yourself at what looks to be imaginary threads to anyone else who's away from you. Bottom line, they're gaslighting bastards that make you look and feel like a fool. Thank you for your time. Wendy, Greensboro, North Carolina.
I think we can go right to now. There's 3 very short letters we received, and here's what happened. Someone asked for advice on this show, and the advice was they had found an old human skull in their home.
Oh, I think that's me.
Yeah, I think you have the first one.
Okay. Okay, yes. Subject, skull problem. Come on. You didn't even try on the skull thing. You take the skull, you put it in a bag. You go shopping, and at either the Nature Company or Curio Shop or something like that, you take the skull out of the bag, you put it
Yeah, that's right.
you put it on the shelf, and then you just walk away. Go to Disneyland or Disney World or whatever. Disney is nearby. You ride the Pirates of the Caribbean, or maybe the
It's a real letter.
or maybe the Haunted Mansion. Then, as you exit the ride, just leave it in your seat. Or hand it to the attendant and say, I don't really know where this came from.
Incredible. So you want to just read the very last one?
Yeah,
The very,
okay.
very last one.
Human skull
Oh,
request
God.
subject?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so this
gosh.
person wrote subject line, human skull request. Hi. I'd love to have the human skull that was mentioned on episode James and the Giant Divorce. If there is an actual, real human skull, I would appreciate it if you could put me in contact with a current owner who wants to get rid of it. I take it out of their hands for a bit, and I would give it a loving home forever. Squinty face emoji. Interesting. If there's no skull, haha, funny.
And that's Actors on Detractors. Greta, David, thank you both for being such great sports. Thank you both. both. That was great. That was very fun. Really appreciate it.